Hello everyone, Renee here. It's been a while, but this is another pick a card reading, and this is going to be for the last week of November 2025. All you have to do is choose one of these three cards. Which one are you drawn to right now? Is it card 1, card 2, or card 3? Once you've made your choice, you can click on the timestamp below to fast forward to your reading. Thanks for watching, and I wanted to note that this is my deck. These cards are from my deck, Color Goddess Casting Cards, the second edition, which is for sale in my Etsy shop. That link is below as well. It's half off right now. So check it out if you're interested. Go ahead and choose a card. Click below. Fast forward to your reading, and I hope you have a great week. Hello, Group 1. You chose the first card. So let's get into your reading. You chose Scarlet, Intensity, Motivation, and Passion. This card is affiliated with the zodiac sign of Aries. The affiliated crystal is cinnabar, and the affiliated flower is the geranium. Okay, this card is essentially all about high passion levels happening this week. Maybe a love affair is in the cards for you. It's also telling you to tap into your internal fires to get motivated. It's trying to help you to self-motivate this week. So let's get you some more oracle cards. Let's draw a card from the Animalkin Oracle deck. This is a Hay House deck. Very brightly colored, one of my favorites. Let's see what your animal message is for this week as we close out November 2025. Whoop, well that one flipped out and it looks like a hummingbird. Look at that, Group 1. Hummingbird with a message of joy. Let's also get you a Nature's Whispers card. Illustrated by Josephine Wall. And see what message you get with this deck. Okay. So we have number 30, Adventure. And let's do one more oracle card before we get into the tarot. And this is the Fortune Cookies deck. Oops, trying not to drop them all. Okay. And your fortune cookie message is intuition. Trust your intuition. It's a great time to learn a new skill, change careers, or invest money. Okay? Learn a new skill, change careers, or invest money. But overall, the message is to trust your intuition. All right, let's get into the tarot. Where's my deck? Here it is. The standard RWS deck is the one I'm using. And as I'm shuffling, I'm going to take a look at these cards. And if you're not familiar with my readings, I take into account the imagery. I am an artist myself, so I take into account all of the imagery. Colors are a big deal to me. Obviously, the blue and the red stand out to me looking at your cards. That scarlet red, this is also a scarlet red, I would say. So, wow. Yeah, high passion this week. I'd say it's joyful passion because of the hummingbird message here. Excitement. Maybe you're planning a vacation. Maybe there's some kind of adventure that you're excited about this week. Maybe you've planned it. Maybe it's last minute. I feel like for most of you, it's going to be a really good week, full of good energy, high energy, passion, motivation, adventure. And things are going your way this week, Group 1. Trust your intuition. And I feel that things are going to be going your way overall. All right, let's see what we get with the tarot. Page of Wands, the World, the Star right in the middle, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness, Group 1. This is going to be a great week for you. So right out of the gate, if there's anything you're dealing with, a court system, a lawsuit, paperwork, documents that haven't been signed, things are finishing up this week in your favor. Or there's a ruling in your favor. There's a judgment. There's something happening in your favor. A fortunate outcome, a wished for outcome. And in turn, because of that, the world brings the end of a cycle, the end of something, and the beginning of something else. I notice all the circles here are circular figures. We've got the circle in this cinnabar necklace, circle here, circle, circle, and the circle or oval here in the World card. So it's definitely a week of endings and beginnings. And boy, you are happy about this. Beginning of the week, there's communication coming your way. It's clear communication, either coming from someone who's in charge or coming to you if you are in charge of something, such as a business or a company. Yeah, something you've been doing the same way for a long time. You've been persevering. You've been kind of, what's the term? Mulling forward, right? You've been going and going and going and persevering and just moving forward towards this goal or this judgment or contract, whatever it is. It's paying off this week because you've been steadfast and organized in the methods that you've used to get to this point is kind of what I'm getting here. And yeah, overall, there's a lot of celebration, a lot of celebration. If you are in the field of law or a part of the judicial system, definitely this is highly relevant for you. Winning a case, breaking news in a case, good news in something. But maybe for most of you that this has to do with a business, work, company, or something you're doing on the side that you've been waiting to succeed at, or you've been trying to get to this next level, which is a pretty high level. But overall, very fortunate week for you. Again, a very, very good outcome here for you, whatever's going on. And there's high energy. Trust your intuition. The red still stands out to me. We've got a red robe, red robe, red robe, and a red robe, and the red here. That's that root chakra. That's that chakra of strength, endurance, and being very present here in the physical body. So you're feeling very physically, mentally, and emotionally strong this week. So take advantage of that strength. The blue obviously is also playing a part here. Blue's usually the throat chakra, which is speaking your truth. It's also communication, which might be why this Page of Wands shows up. I feel like there's a lot of clear communication happening for you this week. You're not fumbling your words. You're being very straightforward with how you communicate in communicating what you want, what your desired outcome is in any situation, whether it's personal, business, whatever. And it definitely pays off. All right, so hopefully this helps you, and I hope you have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, Group 2. If you chose the second card, this is your reading. So your card is Burgundy, Ambition, Honor, and Respect. This card, the affiliated crystal with this card is red spinel. The affiliated flower is the cushion mum. You can see them here. They're very velvety looking, this burgundy color. The affiliated chakra is the root chakra, and that is yang energy. Specific meanings of this card are you'll be recognized for your achievements, your ambition leads you to success, and allow others to honor you. Very interesting. It seems to be kind of echoing the first reading. You might want to take a look at card 1's reading, but let's see how this plays out with the rest of these cards. Let's get you an Animal Kin Oracle card. All right. So for you, group 2, we have the duck with knowing. And there's that burgundy color in there as well. Reddish brown colors. Okay, thirdly, we have Nature's Whispers cards. So let's get you one of these. Okay. We have number 16, Inner Truths. Wow. Truth, knowledge, honor, ambition, respect, and more of that purpley brown color, that burgundy color. Let's get you a fortune cookie card before we get into the tarot. All right. We have property. A property purchase or sale for many, but heed security concerns in any transactions. Okay? A property purchase or sale for many, but heed security concerns in any transactions. All right, interesting. Okay. Let's get the tarot, and while I'm shuffling, I'll take a look at these. Obviously, that burgundy color is standing out. And it's an earth color. It's a root chakra color, which is prevalent in your reading. A root chakra color, red, was prevalent in card 1's reading, so I definitely think you should take a look at card 1's reading, because it's kind of got the same energy here, but let's see what else I can tell you. I'm looking at the oracle cards. What stands out to me? Also, the yellow that's popping out on each of these, and yellow on that, is really standing out as well. So what I'm getting from that is there's a glimmer of hope. You're seeing the silver lining in something that's happening, okay? And you're seeing this silver lining as a result of your research or your knowledge of something. Learning about something that results in you becoming optimistic about it, if that makes any sense. I mean, it could have to do with someone close to you. You learn more about them the more you want to get to know them or get closer to them, or maybe forgive someone. You learn more about the situation, or learning more about a person. You change your perspective. You become more hopeful and optimistic because of what you're learning here. All right, let's see what else I can tell you. With the tarot, we've got strength, 5 of Swords, 7 of Cups, the High Priestess, and Judgment. Yeah, very interesting. Definitely take a look at Group 1's reading as well. Their last card was Justice, and you have Judgment here as your 5th card. Not surprising, your first card is Strength. And having that reddish brown color, burgundy, being the root chakra, the chakra and color of physicality, of strength, of fortitude, of confidence. You're going into this week with a lot of energy and confidence. And again, it's because of what you know. It's because of your knowledge that you are confident. This is a battle card. Okay, with the 4 and another 4. Interesting. There is a little bit of conflict here. There's unsteadiness. There's uncertainty with this card. There's possibly even a little bit of a loss. But don't worry. After a period of rest, after you've rested and recuperated, you're going back into battle. And someone is giving you their full support, okay? And because they're giving you their full support, and because you're so strong, because you're getting back up after falling, you have a lot of choices ahead of you. And this is a positive card, but it's also a card of being, wanting to remind you to be very careful what you're choosing, like what really matters to you. I think you're becoming illuminated this week on what really matters to you, what you really want this situation to be or to result in. You really know what you want this result to be, if that makes sense. And for some of you, it's personal. Like I said, it could be a relationship where you're making up with someone. There was a little bit of a tiff, and you're forgiving and they're forgiving. And that's because you realize there's hope in this situation, and your outcome, you want your outcome, you know what your outcome should be now. You know what you want your outcome to be. And that is peace, or that is remaining close to this person. It's kind of what I'm getting. I feel like with you, it's probably more relationship based, but it could be within a work situation. That is possible. We've got High Priestess right underneath the Inner Truths card. Same as group 1, trust your intuition. If you're not sure what to do, take a break and sleep on it. Sleep on it before you react. And when you're ready to act or react or go into this little battle or tiff or whatever, you're going to have support. Now let's look at Judgment as the last card here. So this is kind of saying that the outcome is what you wish it to be. Someone is going to be judged very favorably at the end of all of this, if that makes sense. Or maybe it doesn't make sense right now, but it will by the end of the week. Someone or something or a situation is going to be judged favorably, and maybe that's what you realize. You want to be judged favorably, or you want your business to be judged favorably, or you want this person or your relationship with them to be judged, whatever it is. You want to judge someone else favorably. You're kind of realizing that, and then I feel that that's an outcome. I was just getting something psychically with this property. Yeah, this could have to do with property, where you realize what you have to do in order to buy or sell property. And the little bit of a loss here might be losing a bid on a house, or someone bidding on your house or your property, or wanting to buy your car, or whatever it might be, and then it kind of falls through for whatever reason. Well, don't give up, because it's going to succeed. Just kind of get back up and continue on the path that you are on in order to reach that specific goal for this week. So utilize burgundy in your life this week, burgundy clothing, burgundy stones, anything with like reddish brown tones would really benefit the energy that you're kind of in this week, group 2. All right? Thanks. Bye. Hello, group 3. If you chose the 3rd card, this is your reading for this week. Your first card is Iris. Iris Goddess with a message of journey, path, and travel. The affiliated crystal with this card is iolite, and the affiliated flower is, of course, the iris. This card is about you taking the time out for a trip or a vacation, getting outside of your comfort zone. Also, that maybe a new path or a soul path kind of opens up before you this week. Okay, journey, path, and travel. Let's get you an animal card from the Animal Kin Oracle deck. And see what else I can tell you about your week. All right, we've got orangutan with a message of creation for you. I love that. Look at that. Very cool artwork there. And thirdly, let's get into the Nature's Whispers deck to get you a message from this deck. All right. We've got number 10, open your heart. And lastly, with the oracle cards, let's get you a fortune cookie card. All right. Future. You may travel or host an overseas traveler soon. Either way, great social fun awaits. So this is about traveling or welcoming a traveler, which makes absolute sense with the Iris card, journey, path, and travel. And she's holding a compass here as well. So I feel that for you, group 3, you may be planning a trip. You may be going somewhere this week. Or possibly you get a visitor. Wouldn't be surprising if you're here in the States because it is Thanksgiving this week. So it might just be that, you know, guests coming over for the holiday or you traveling for the holiday. That's possible. But let me look at these cards as I'm shuffling the tarot deck. And I love how we've got the peachy pink kind of repeating in these 3 cards. And then also the iris with the purples as well, with the pink and peach. Very interesting. Purple is, or iris is a shade of purple. It is the color of that crown chakra, which connects us to God. And the pink and peach, I'll say it's more pink than anything else, is heart chakra, but it's close to orange as well. Orange and red, which are the bottom 2 chakras, root and sacral. So yeah, creation, sacral is all about creativity. It's about pleasures, things that make life pleasurable, right? So interesting. And with the illustration here, it almost looks like there's an element of self-love happening. Maybe you've been really disappointed in yourself and you've been hard on yourself lately. And I feel like this week you're kind of taking it easy on yourself and you're really taking care of yourself and looking in the mirror with a more loving attitude at yourself, you know? Being more gentle with yourself is kind of what I'm getting. So let's see what we get with the tarot. We've got the 10 of coins, Queen of Wands, 6 of Wands, Ace of Coins, and the 2 of Cups. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Obviously with these coin cards, boy, this money is fine this week. Finances are great. Nothing to worry about there. Investments could be paying off. You could be planning for retirement and you hear good news about that this week. Let's see what I get with the Queen of Wands and that 6 of Wands, because Wands could be creativity, something you start on the side. Well, with the 9, it's kind of telling us that there is abundance happening with your creativity. So if you're retiring from like your regular day type of job and you're planning something else on the side, or maybe you're already retired, so you're okay financially, you're set financially, and you know that, these 3 cards might be pointing to some endeavor on the side that's starting to pay off, okay? The 9 of Coins is also about just serenity and contentment at home, you know, being very comfortable in your own skin, again, with that self-love theme, but also comfortable in your home. But underneath the creativity, I wouldn't be surprised if you're planning to do something creative within your home, starting a business within your home, such as, baked goods or some kind of an art or some kind of a craft, something that you're making that you're going to be advertising and selling. I think with the Ace of Coins after those cards, it kind of tells you whatever you're planning to do with your creativity, your creation will end up being a success. So that's very interesting. And the Two of Cups, let's take a look. We've got the Chariot, could be travel, but it's also a goal being reached. We've got a little bit of disappointment with something there, but let me take a look here. Okay, so with these cards, I feel that this could be something you've been planning to do with a friend or a partner, a side business, something on the side, or something you've been trying to grow, even if it's your only business, something you've been trying to grow. And it started out with a partner and everything is looking good. You're reaching goals, but then there's some kind of a disappointment or something happens and you have to go it alone, at least for now. I feel like that's the message. You might have to go it alone, at least for now, which also kind of echoes this first card. Like, this is all about your own personal journey, your personal path, right? It's your choice. It's the direction that you take. You've got the compass in your hand. It's not necessarily a journey or a path that you're taking with anyone else. So I feel that this creation of yours that's been started or has been implemented, you're maybe at the beginning phases, or maybe this week you're going into the middle phases and you're starting to see some growth here, despite the fact that you might have to do it alone for a while. Okay, so that's kind of your message, group 3. Let me look one more time at all of these. Number 10, because it's here and because your first card was a 10, number 10 is standing out. And 10s are the success of it all, the success, the last number, the last step, right? Where you're finishing it, where it's becoming manifested. So take that into consideration as well. Let me see, any other numbers kind of standing out? No, just 10, I think. And again, purple and peach are your colors this week, so utilize those in your clothing and your jewelry. I know there's peach moonstones. There's lots of purple stones. There's the iolite, tanzanite, amethyst, of course. Any purple stone would really benefit you this week as well, group 3. So hopefully this helps you to navigate your week, this last week in November. And I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time.